everybody. Just getting started here. We are doing paranormal encounters. If you have one, just leave a comment down here and we will get you in the box and you can tell the world your stories. Last night, we had pretty good turnout. Jules rules. You want to jump in the box and tell your story?
Hi, am I on?
Yes, you are. Would you rather do video or audio?
Well, I'm like of the old age and need filters to make myself look good, so I don't mind doing audio if that's okay.
Perfectly fine.
Okay,
So where
so
are you from?
I'm a native Floridian, and I just moved into this house in March, and my dog, his name's Cooper. He's a 4-year-old pit bull, real smart. But he's been doing a lot of weird things in the house. Like he's laying in places he's never laid before. When I talk to him, he'll look like over my shoulder or he'll look at a corner. So finally one day I just decided I'm just gonna introduce myself. And I named it Wednesday because it was a Wednesday when I noticed all this was going on. Maybe they don't like the name, but I've noticed some like really bizarre things. Um, Obviously, my dog's behavior is my biggest concern. And when I'm on the couch, and Cooper will be sitting in the middle of the living room, and he'll just take his front paws and like huff at me, and then start whining at me. And he's not like that, but he's not. But then he just looks off, and then so I finally had to come to terms and I said, Wednesday, if you want to F with me, you can F with me, but don't F with me through my dog. Because that's not okay. You don't mess with the dog, right? Well, I started notice I'm kind of OCD and everything's got a place. Everything's got I know where everything is, right? I started noticing some of my forks missing. I know this is so bizarre.
Do you
My
have
forks.
teenagers?
No, it's just me and Cooper. No, I would get it if I had a teenager. I would know exactly where to go for those. No, but no, it's just me and Cooper. But my forks have been coming up missing. And I found one in okay, listen, everybody enjoys a cocktail every now and then, but I'm far from a drunk, okay? So it's not like I'm getting drunk and I'm like picking up these forks and then, like my alter personality Sybil comes out and wants to mess with me. That's not what's going on. There's just like, my cookbooks on my counter have been moved out, especially my mom's. I know my mom, because listen, OCD, they gotta be flushed up against the walls. I don't like to see cords out of appliances. Okay, I'm crazy. It's all good. But yeah, so I found a couple forks. One was in my laundry, one was in my dirty clothes hamper, and then another fork I found in my dishwasher. A couple times I have found my cookbooks away from the wall, which I don't use my cookbooks. My cookbooks are just there just to be there, right? Like I already know all the damn recipes. They're just there for display. And
Right.
my Alexa, okay, I hide wires. So the outlet is next to a plant. Well, the other morning I found the plug to Alexa in between the plant and the wall. And again, I had to tell Wednesday, you want to F with me? That's totally fine. Just don't F with Cooper. That's not cool. So I was gonna go to, I don't know if I should go to a smoke shop or a gypsy store, or I want to get some sage and clean the house. But I'm afraid if I do that, it's gonna piss her off or him. No offense. Wednesday's mutual, middle of the week, it's all good. Um, but I'm afraid that if I do that, I'm gonna make it mad and they're gonna bring more people into my house. And then I'm gonna be missing knives and spoons, and that's just not gonna be good for me.
So Jules, you'll see in the comments the one that says I'm a psychic medium.
Yeah.
Uh, she actually came in my live last week and told me some some things that aren't public about me. I think maybe you should add her and talk to her about some of this stuff.
Is that the I'm a psychic medium? Well, it's kind of hard to read when you're trying to tell a story, but okay,
Yeah, I know.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I will definitely I will look into her for sure. And I'm not saying that it's a bad spirit, but when my dog is doing really out of the ordinary behavior, that's when I get concerned. I don't know if, Cooper can. I don't know if Wednesday can reach Cooper, but he's just acting really weird.
Right.
So, but yeah, I will definitely look into I'm a psychic medium, and thanks for bringing me on live and letting me be a part of this. Can I stay on?
Hang on just a second. I'm going to bring her in.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I just wanted to tell you this, and I tell a lot of people this that come to me and get readings. Just because things are happening doesn't mean it's always bad. Doesn't mean it's a bad spirit. Your loved ones can do stuff like that just to get your attention. And if it's around, think about when this is happening. Is there a birthday going on? Does one of your kids have a birthday? Is it holiday time? To let you know that they're there. Very normal. Very normal. Even though it might scare you, they're not doing anything to hurt you, but they know you're OCD.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you brought up the birthday because it was my mom's birthday.
See?
And we didn't have a really good relationship. It was my mom's birthday when I found her cookbook away from the wall.
See, there you go.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I told him when I came in here, I never know where I'm going to be, and I just happen to end up here. And same. I've got like 18%. I can't keep my phone charged tonight, and I came on, and boom, he was right there.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So thank you so much. I will definitely look into you and listen, I suck at TikTok. I suck at Facebook. I'm old and I don't know how to do this stuff, but I am so blessed and so grateful to be a part of this. So
But to make you feel better, a lot of us are older and it's very easy. Very easy.
No spring chicken here.
Yeah.
No, I love this. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm gonna click. And now, if I click on her and I follow her, will I have to leave the live?
No.
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 Okay, so I won't get booted out.
No.
Nope.
Oh, cool.
So to when you're ready to leave, you click your picture, and then up at the top you'll see a little person. Looks like a little outline of a person. You click that, and it'll say leave.
Well, thank you guys so much. My heart runneth over. I appreciate you guys, and
Absolutely.
and I just followed you, so I can send you a DM, and maybe we can set something up between you and I.
Absolutely, but I honestly feel like, maybe I was supposed to be here just to tell you that. It happened on your mom's birthday,
Yeah.
It's just
I
your
think-
mother.
I think the universe is a very amazing, amazing existence. And
I do got one question for you.
Sure.
Before we go. While I'm listening to you and while I've been talking to you, I get a lot of numbers with people, and I did the same with him. And I keep seeing the number 18. So I don't know if that's a death date, an age that somebody's turning. I don't know, but I'm continuing to see 18.
that's funny because I really would have thought you would have said 26.
That's my daughter's birthday.
I really thought you would have said the 26 because I moved into my new house. My address is 26. I moved in on the 26th day of March. I got my new ATM card that ends in 26 and the CV code ends in 26. I thought you would have picked it. I don't know what the 18 is.
No, I'm not picking it. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying the number 18.
So let me ask you something. Are you sure it's the 18 and not 17?
It's the 18th. So maybe somebody died on the 18th day.
No. My mother's birthday's on the 17th.
It's on the 17th. Okay, did anybody pass while somebody was 18 years old?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I can't answer. I've just been seeing it the whole time.
That's when I lost my son. I was 18.
You were 18 when you lost your son.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be. I sat here with him and I was telling him all kinds of different numbers with his loved ones. And I just will be sitting here talking and the number will come right in front of my face. And it's always the death date or the birthday. Names come up too. And,
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I never know until it's put in front of my face. But I don't see like dead people standing around me or anything. I just get a flash.
No, I get you. I got you. I get it.
Yeah. But yeah. So
I'll have to dive into that before we meet.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Well, thank you so much for coming in to respond to me. That really kind of makes me feel really special, and I appreciate your time. And I'm sure you're 18%. I'd be screaming right now. So
yeah, I'm 18%. I'm by my charger cord, but it's so short. I'm having a hard time. Well, there you go. I got another pillow now.
Are you sitting up against the wall with your ear on your phone, just waiting?
No, I'm on my couch.
Oh.
And I'm kind of like crunching against my pillow so I can be next to it, and it's laying on a pillow plugged into the wall. It's a very short cord.
I appreciate the inconvenience.
No inconvenience.
Thank you. I will go ahead and DM you, but I'm definitely gonna sit as a sideliner and listen to what's going on. So, what's your first name?
My name's Kerri.
Kerri. I'm Jules. So, well, there you go. Nice to meet you as well. So, I want to go ahead and let this good guy go ahead and do his thing and get off his live so he can help other people out. But thanks so much for jumping in.
Absolutely. You have a good night.
You do the same, love. Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jules.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I liked hearing your story.
How do I get out?
Okay, remember I said click.
I can get you out.
Click your picture, but show her though. Click your picture, and then up at the top, there's a little person up there. It's like an outline of a person. Click that, and it'll say drop out or whatever. And
Yep.
well, I guess I'll go too, so you can pull up some
All right,
people.
Kerri. Well, thank you for coming in and helping with that.
For sure, absolutely. Have a fun live.
Lives.
What'd you say?
I said I like seeing you in my lives.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just relaxing,
All right, we'll talk to you later.
watching Jeepers Creepers. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Nikolai, my mom says hi. Oh, have you seen one of my videos? Is that what that's a reference to? All right. So that was quick. Normally it takes a little while to get somebody to jump in the box. Nikolai, no problem, Jules. Glad we could get you hooked up with Kerri there, and maybe she can help you out a little more than I can. I just come in and listen to people's stories. I did have marked down that about the, I wanted to ask if your mom had passed away, but you answered that question. So yeah, that kind of worked out. So who else we got in here? I've got my two mods and Jules. And that's it. So we're all just going to sit here and talk and look at each other and enjoy each other's company, I guess. Because this happens sometimes. I'll start these lives. Looking Through the Glass is back in tonight. How are you tonight? She's become a regular. Official page. Oh, that's Kerri. That's all right. It's all right. Oh, you want to come back in, Kerri? We can get you back in.
Oh, thanks for pulling me up. I was thinking about you when I found this out. I'm like, I want to tell him this because it's pretty wild. So I know your birthday's on the 3rd. My birthday's on the 3rd, right?
Yes.
So my dad's birthday was June 3rd. My aunt, which is his sister, November 3rd. We had her funeral June 3rd. My dad's other sister just passed away. When was it? It was like 6 months ago. Her birthday was also June 3rd. I'm like, what the hell? So I was looking at them today, and I called my sister and I said, I can't believe that. Every single one of them was on the 3rd, and I'm on the 3rd. Wow.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird? So November 3rd, June 3rd, June 3rd, October 3rd. Yeah, there's got to be a reason with that. It's wild.
Yeah.
Even though they're
have you ever watched the docuseries Hellier? It has to do with it's out there, but like you'll sit and watch it, and it's all about synchronicities. But it talks about the secret cipher of the euphonauts, and it's all numerology, so you might enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. The way that I see things is I do get those numbers, and I never actually sat back and said, hey, give me the freaking lottery numbers. If you're able to give me these numbers, give me some lottery. I never did that. But people always understand. I'm getting the death dates. I'm getting the birthdays when they're coming through, you know? And you don't see a lot of people doing that. You don't. A lot of psychics are like, okay, what's the number 3? That's like a common number, you know, to say. Yeah. And
369.
Yeah, but what's the 29th? You know, that's that's my birthday. You know, so it's crazy. I don't know. I can't explain it. And there's some out there that say they see him standing there in the room with them. You know, everybody's different, but yeah, for me it's the numbers. And when the names started coming, that really freaked me out.
Right.
It really did. Oh, Jeepers Creepers, he's going on the bus. He's grabbing somebody.
Oh, that's what we're hearing in the background. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds like
he's grabbing somebody and wrapping them up and pulling them through the bus. Oh my gosh. I was in the mood for a horror. But yeah, I just thought I would share that. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Appreciate you coming in, Kerri.
Oh, for sure. I just thought I would share that because it's kind of wild.
Yeah, like that. So
but
if anything else pops up, let me know. And we're going to do this every Sunday and Monday, right? For as of right now.
Awesome. Yeah. And I shared that page you asked me to share.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right, you all have a good evening. I'm going to go back to Jeepers Creepers.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Parker, get to work. It's not break time yet. Yeah, Parker was in here calling me Johnny. He's young enough to be my son. Shouldn't be calling me Johnny. Break's at 7. You were saying break was at 8 last time. Sir Tweety, how you doing? Anybody have a paranormal story they'd like to add? We had one right off the bat tonight, and that doesn't normally happen. And I do apologize. I am fighting a cold. So I'm not sure how long this live is going to last tonight. It's going to depend on whether I can keep from coughing or not. While I'm thinking of it, Kerri mentioned it. I mentioned in every live. You got to go follow Nevermore Hollows. If you look at my promo video that I just made before this live, you can click right on that and it'll take you to the page. We're trying to build them up. The creator of that show was on my live last night, and great guy, great content. If you've never listened before, check out Nevermore Hollows. Yeah, it was a good one last night. I thought it went pretty well. Badass Jeff, how you doing? Jeff, do you have a paranormal story that you would like to share with the world, with all 6 million people listening? Yeah, that 6 It's just missing the zeros. Okay, we've got the 6. We need the zeros, but I like to think that means 6 million. Looking through the glass. How are you tonight? I'm sure you did, Parker. I'm sure you did. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Parker is in here just trying to pull my chain a little bit, and I'm going to allow it. Brittany, how you doing? Brittany, do you have a paranormal story you would like to share with the world? That's what we're doing tonight. Taking guests. We could put you in a box. You can tell your story. Parker did not see Dogman, though. If he did, he should have texted me or something, instead of waiting till my live. He has access to my phone number. He could have done that. Come on in. There
Hello?
we go. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am wonderful.
I got some storms rolling through, so got to be careful.
Yeah.
I might lose you because we've been under tornado watch all day.
I forget where are you from again?
I'm outside of Dallas. There was like a tornadoes in Dallas today and everything. Like they sent kids home from school early because of the tornado. Wow. Yeah. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. There's nothing I can do.
An exciting tornado season here in Indiana this year. Indiana and Ohio has been hit pretty hard this year.
Yeah, you guys have. Yeah. It's been because I watch radar all the time because I'm from Las Vegas. The mountains eat up all the rain. So, there's been tornadoes, but it's extremely rare. I move out here and I'm like, no, the two things I'm afraid of are tornadoes and earthquakes. But yeah, I've been watching the radar all last season and everything. It's been crazy for you guys.
Yep.
So I have
you got another story for us tonight?
Of course, I am just built with them, So this one runs back when I was 15, and I lived in Pahrump, Nevada. We had moved from North Las Vegas to Pahrump, Nevada, and we moved into this trailer. And it was like right on the edge of town. It had like 20 acres. It was pretty nice. So I go there with my stepdad. And the second I hit the doorway, I stopped, took a breath, and went, okay. I felt it. I knew. And that house, there was all kinds of activity in that house, but I'm just going to talk about one in particular tonight. So I grew up with coyotes. I love wild dogs, and coyotes are amazing. So I had a coyote mix that was my best friend. And she was in my room, and I'm sitting there reading a book, and half my room goes dark, and my dog stands at the end of my bed with her hair all raised, and she's snarling. And this is not a very typical, she's not a very aggressive dog, only on very few occasions. So I'm looking, and I'm like, okay. And the back of my hair, my neck raises, and I had this wicker shelving in my closet. I had the closet doors taken off, and I had this wicker shelving, and there was this metal rooster, like this bronze rooster on there, and I hear this ting, 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 and I look up, and it stops. I'm like, okay. And I look back down and I start reading because I'm trying to ignore, and I'm reading more. And then I hear this ting, 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 threes, the number threes. That is something that is very, very important to pay attention
doing the paranormal. That means mocking of the Trinity, typically. And I look up, and there's nothing. And my dog is still, I mean, I got her, kind of calmed down, but she's still on edge. And then I just looked up and I was like, do you mind? I'm trying to read. And at that point, it all stops and goes away. And I kid you not, that was...
This was like a haunting?
Oh, yes. I believe it was a demonic or very dark, because it turned half my room completely, like almost completely black.
Oh, wow.
It was, and you would hear throughout it was constantly, and it was really funny. I mock my ex-stepdad all the time, because he would always say it was bats flying and hitting into the house. And I'm like, okay, because we would always hear this smack and this scratch and it would be right next to your head, and you would just be heard it constantly. And he was like, "Oh, it's the bats hitting the house." And I was like, "Okay, bats can be clumsy, but they do have this thing called echolocation, and it's going to see this big giant wall." And it was constantly. There was another time my mom was cooking, and she was like frying some French fries, and she had the colander on top of a plate with some napkins in the middle of the stove, for dry, the grease. And all of a sudden, this big, huge smack right on the stove, and grease and everything went flying up. Flies went everywhere. It started a little grease fire. It was bad. I actually had gotten sick in that house, because I would be so scared, because it mainly stayed in there was the way the house was set up is you walk in the kitchen, and you look to the right, and there's a hallway, and down in that hallway is 2 bedrooms, and there's a bathroom that connected those 2 bedrooms, and that's where it mainly stayed.
Oh, wow. But I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So you said you heard a noise, and it was in pattern of 3. Was it like a bell sound, or was it like a...
It was flicking, like it's flicking like a little metal rooster. It was like yes, it was like ting ting ting, like it was hitting or flicking with its nail, that little metal rooster.
Okay. And when you said about the things hitting the wall, was it like a really heavy hit, or was it did it sound like the size of a bat or a bird or something like that?
It was enough to where you felt it right next to you. It was extremely noticeable. It's kind of hard to, if I was in person, then I would be able to demonstrate exactly. So in words, I would say yes, it could be confused with a bat or a bird. Okay. With the intensity of level, but there was a scraping, like a nails scraping after every hit.
So I'm not an expert. I just like this stuff. But
yeah,
I have heard, not on my show, listening to other people's podcasts and stuff, people will they will say that they hear this metal scratching sound, like what you're describing, and then also a metallic ringing sound. I don't know how I feel about this, but we did talk about this the other night. But portals, when portals open, they hear these kind of sounds.
Really?
And that could be, that gets recorded with ghosts, even Sasquatch encounters, UFO encounters. This metallic, kind of like some people might say it sounds like a gate opening, but the
Well, yeah,
metallic
this one
scratching
is
sound.
the metallic sound was separate from the hitting of the wall. The hitting of the wall was something that happened all throughout the entire house, and it was just random. There was no pattern to it. The only pattern that there was to it is if your head was next to the wall, a lot of the times it would like to do it close to your head, to where you would feel like almost like the wind and the vibration very close to your head, and it would make you jump.
So you think
The
that this was that this was happening inside the house, not on the outside of the house?
Yes, yes, this was
Okay.
absolutely something because I had gotten sick also because it was feeding off of my energy because I was the one that was in the house the most. Um, and and it was just like my one of my glands had gotten infected just randomly. Like the back of my head swelled up and looked like had been hit by a baseball bat. Is yeah, I mean, just randomly overnight. So
Oh wow.
that tells, yeah, that tells me that there was something there that it was a little creepy. And like we know, when we spoke of, I'm very sensitive, and I've had my own encounters and my own personal things. But yeah, this place really burnt holes in memories into my mind. And the main one was that it interacting with me as
Right.
I was sitting there reading, and I would look up and it would stop like it was a game. And then when I said, "Do you mind? I'm trying to read right now," and it went away. And then there was
Yeah.
another time my stepdad had told me, because nobody would believe me. I kept saying, "There's something in this house. There's something in this house." Because I would always sleep in the living room. I didn't like being back in my bedroom and in the other empty bedroom. And he was like, he kept seeing the light turned on in that empty bedroom. And he said he went up, turned it off, and then he went and sat back down in the living room, and he seen it shining on again. So he went back to turn it off, and he opened up the door, and he said he goes, it jumped through me. He said there was something that was so cold. I've never felt anything so cold in my life. And I was just like, ha, told you, karma. But this also is in Pahrump, Nevada, which there's a ton of alien stuff, and there is all kinds of fault lines there. And as we were discussing last night, the fault lines and portals. So that makes, those smacks, I always thought it was just to grab our attention to and to just, I associate it with more of a demonic type presence, because from my research and stuff, that those are things that demonic entities like to do. And there was, I
Right.
don't know what had happened, I don't know the history of the house, but um, there's certain vibrations that I get, and they weren't very nice ones. They weren't very pleasant ones.
Yeah. You've had a lot of stuff go on in your life.
I have my entire life. My entire life. It is insane. It has followed
I,
me my entire life.
I kind of enjoy the fact that you've had all this stuff go on because I know I can count on you to come in and tell another story.
You know, I love that you count on me to come in and tell another story because I get so afraid on my lives. I get
Yeah.
so afraid, and I need to get my stories out there, like I told you the first time we met, that I have a story that I need to get out there, and I believe that God has put people like you um and with the fascinations, because my best friend's fascinated with it just as you are and just as I am. But it's a lot of it is because we've really dealt with it so hardcore. I don't know if it's because, I think it's because of our abilities, but also like you guys were saying last night, you're open to it. It has to be with being open to it.
Yeah. A lot of people who have like Bigfoot encounters, they also report that they've had ghost encounters too. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. Monica's new to the live
Really?
too. Oh, thank you for the
I would,
roses.
I would, I am absolutely fascinated with cryptozoology. All of that. It is, I believe I also have a theory that they could be coming through portals as well.
There's a lot of people who believe that. Yeah, you're not alone there. There's a lot of people who believe that. That's why they think that things like uh, the Dogman and Bigfoot are able to just disappear. It's
Yeah, the
because they're
Mothman and stuff like that. Yeah, it is. There's got to be something to them because there's thousands of people that have seen the same thing,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know. And just because they don't fully 100%, they're people are seeing something.
Right. Right. You can't have that many people reporting basically the same thing. I mean, there's differences, but the beef of it is pretty much the same thing, and not everybody can be making it
Exactly.
up.
Exactly. And it's from all over the world. And then there's these sightings from before we were communicating apparently with each other.
Right. Native
There's
Americans
so
had
much of
stories
that.
before we ever got here.
Yeah, exactly. And there's ancient civilizations that are prior to us. We're not the first one. We're not the first one with technology.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
really enjoy when you come in, and um, I don't want to burn up all your stories in one night.
Oh, I agree.
So we'll be doing this again next Sunday and Monday. Think up some other stuff that you want to tell, and we'll get you in the box both nights.
All right, no problem. Thanks for having me in, and I appreciate having the spotlight for a few minutes.
No
But
problem.
I
That's what
do
we try to
appreciate
do.
being able to share my experiences because they definitely, other people can relate.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
So,
Well, I appreciate you coming in, and sit back and enjoy the rest of the guests we have.
absolutely, thank you so much.
Thank you. I see Boon's back in here. Boone, want to come back in and tell some more Bigfoot stories? I really enjoyed yours. Monica, did you have a paranormal encounter that you'd like to tell? I did not. He has a Bigfoot story? I haven't heard that. Rather hear personal encounters, though. Laura asked a question. What did Laura ask? All about time travelers. I don't know about time travelers. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. No, that's all right. And when it pops through, I just saw Monica, and oh, it says Monica and Mom. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Did you have any more strange encounters in West Virginia or Maine? You, your your Dogman story, I really like that one. Kelly, how you doing tonight? Who all we got in here? Got we got Jenny, not Monica, Jules, Boone, and Kelly. Kelly says you're in here. Do you have a paranormal encounter? Hi, Kelly. I played a little snippet in one of my videos. If you go to my profile of Boon talking about the Dogman. Actually, Boon, are you still in here? Because I had some questions I'd like to follow up with you on. Boon, would you be willing to come back in? Because I had some questions I thought of after I disconnected you. Things I should have asked. If I was better at this, I probably would have asked him at the time, but I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I'm learning here. Trying to figure this thing out. No problem, Boone. I'm going to be here for a little while. At least another 20 minutes. See if we can get somebody else to jump in the box here. So what do we want to do? Do we want to change topics, or should I tell my story for the 473rd time? I really don't feel like telling my story. My voice is actually not real great tonight. I don't know if you can hear it. It's pretty gravelly. Normally my voice is like angels singing. And if you're new to the live, one of my goals for every live is to, yes, I actually do believe that, Jules. Kids can see spirits. But one of my goals in every live is to try to make my wife, who's sitting in the same room, laugh loud enough for everybody to hear. And she's giggling right now. So we're getting close. The ultimate goal, and if this happens, I may just not even do another live anymore, because I've reached my ultimate goal, is to have her snort while she's laughing on my live. Laura, she doesn't have to be laughing for that to happen. I mean, you should hear it. Like I've never even farted in front of her, and she's like walking through the house, crop dusting, and liar. I got to go outside half the time.
You're such a
liar. I love my wife. I really do. I know I pick on her a lot. Michael Bolton from B-Town in my live. How are you tonight, Mike? Yeah, sometimes these lives, they just kind of go off the rails, and I'm okay with that. I appreciate that. No, I wouldn't lie. You know my entire family, Michael. You know how I'm just an upstanding, trustworthy person. I mean, I never make stuff up. Look at my videos; they're all true. Michael was telling some fibs about my mom. Yeah, right in my comments. She told me. I sent a screenshot of that to her. And she said that wasn't true, that she never told you ghost stories. Yes, she did. My mother is a saint. She would not lie to me. She's not in here. She's not on TikTok, but I'll let her know that you said that. Welcome in. We are trying to get some people to jump in to do paranormal encounters. If you have one, we can get you in the box. Hey, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate you coming in. come back. I'm going to try doing this Sundays and Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Some nights we go for 2 hours. Some nights kind of slacks off and we only end up going for about an hour. But yeah, I know she told me that she used to babysit you, but she said that she don't ever remember telling you ghost stories. Boon's back in here. He's got his coffee. I'm ready to talk some Dogman. Ramona, how you doing? Boon, you just let me know whenever you're comfortable and caffeinated, and we'll get you in the box here. Because I do have some follow-up questions that I should have asked you. But I was so excited. I had a Dogman encounter in my life. Never thought I was going to have one of those. Thank you for coming in, Jules. I appreciate it. Make sure you get a hold of Kerri. I think she can help you. She probably did do that, Michael. Pretty sure she probably did. That's probably when I was conceived. Yeah. She tried telling me it was on the side of the road somewhere out on Bradford Bloomer Road, but I don't know if that's true or not. Boon, you ready to come back in? We can make this happen. I gotta get a drink. I gotta get a drink here. And my stomach is making all kinds of noises. I don't know if you heard that. That's not a demon. That is my stomach. All right, Ben, we'll get you. We'll get you real quick here. Boon is loading.
Hello.
Welcome back to my live.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
All right. So I had a couple follow-up questions for you, and I should have asked you this during the last live. Would you mind going back through your encounters? Because we got some people in here that's never heard them before.
With the, I don't know if it was a Dogman or,
Really?
I don't like to be stereotyped, I guess. I mean, come on, that's some
We're not
crazy shit.
stereotyping here. I like the Dogman.
No, that was,
I do.
I was going down one of the lease roads to one of the oil pads, and it just walked out in front of my truck. I mean, our trucks, we can only go 5 miles an hour on these dirt roads. And I mean, that thing was huge. It was intimidating. Like you, I mean, it's hard to be intimidated when you're inside of a vehicle, especially a big truck. But yeah, it was pretty intimidating. It was muscular.
What color was it?
It was, well, in the headlights, it was dark. It was a dark color. It wasn't gray. I've heard people mention gray. But it was black. It wasn't as hairy as what you see in movies. I mean, it had a lot of hair, but you could see the muscle definition. I mean, this thing was like, I mean, it was really, it was built to destroy. I mean, from what I could see, to be that muscular. I mean, I don't know. It just, I sometimes when I go down those roads at night, when I have to, I still, my head's turning when I'm outside the truck.
I would be too.
I don't like the experience. I don't wish it on anybody. because once you see something like that and it's undeniable to yourself, it don't
Right.
matter if people believe you or not. It's the fact that you got to live with the fact knowing that when you go out in the woods at, anytime, there's things out there that I don't know if they're as violent as, I don't know. I mean, I've heard stories, on the internet of these things being violent. I never experienced anything really violent, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be put in that situation.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes
So
me.
did you get a look at the face or the head?
Yeah, I was staring at the head mostly. It was. I was just trying to figure out what it was, and it looked like a German Shepherd face, I guess you would say, because I've always had German Shepherds, and it looked like that, but the eyes were more bulgy, if that makes sense. Like they were bulgy.
More
They
forward
were
facing?
more. Yeah, the eyes were more where it didn't look like a dog. The eyes were
Right.
like a pug. As crazy as
I've
that
heard that.
sounds. I mean, the thing was ugly looking. I mean, it wasn't like a nice looking shepherd. You know, its face was ugly. It was homely, I guess you'd say. And
And what about the ears? Were they on top of the head or on the side?
uh, they were on the side, but close to the top, I
Okay.
guess you'd say. They were real long. They were longer than almost to where they wouldn't even proportionate size. They were bigger,
Okay.
if that makes sense. And they were like really. I don't know if it was the hair, but they were pointy. I mean, like there was a long, maybe like a long piece of hair.
I've heard
You
that before
can.
too.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that on other encounters where they say they have little, like a lynx has a little
Yeah.
hair that comes out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
You're not crazy, my man. Other people have
I
heard the
don't.
same or seen the same thing.
Well, I was up. We were up at one of the wells today, and uh, the oil company was up there working on some of the pads, and we're just shooting the shit. And because I'm not really ashamed to, bring this stuff up. I do it carefully, without sounding like I'm crazy. But I'll just be
Right.
like, "Hey, do you guys ever see anything out here? West Virginia's crazy, because I'm not from West Virginia. I mean, the things around here, you wouldn't believe. The shop that I work at, just for example, uh, how do you say it? It's like a big garage. You know, we have a bunch of trucks that I haul the brine water out of the oil fields, and everybody told me that this shop was haunted. In a joking way, and I never thought nothing of it. And I went in one night it was like right around 3 a.m, and nobody was there. I was using the bathroom, and it sounded like somebody walking across the garage floor. And I thought it was one of my coworkers, maybe came in early. And I come out, and nobody's there. I look around. A couple days later, same thing. I come into the shop early to get something, and something was moving around upstairs on the I don't know what you call it, like an attic storage. So I
Yeah.
grabbed my flashlight. Yeah, I went up the stairs just to see. Maybe it was like maybe a raccoon, or they got a lot of possums here, and I didn't see nothing. And next day I was telling my coworkers, and they're all laughing, and a couple of them were like, they won't even go in there at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and one of the bosses believe it or not, I mean, he's a respected guy in the community. Just a straight shooter. Just come right out and told me. He's like, sometimes he goes, I walk in here. He goes, I walk right back out until, the other workers show up. I said, what happened? And he started to tell me, and then he just like shook his head, and walked away. So I don't know. He must have had quite an experience, but I never had. Yeah, it'd be amazing if he did. I don't know. He's pretty, he's well known in town, so it was good to hear that, that I wasn't the only one, 'Cause
Right.
sometimes it just, even though it's happened, you can always justify it in your mind. You could say, well, maybe I was tired, even with seeing, I guess, Dogman. I'm like, well, maybe it was a bear, but there's no bears that are, 8 feet tall, built
Right.
like that. And then you think,
So
well,
also you had 2 Sasquatch encounters in Maine. Were you able to get any details off of them other than just big and hairy?
well, yeah, not too good actually. The first experience, if I don't really remember what we talked about, but it was I was coming out of the woods. It was dusk. I'd been hunting late. Probably should have got out of the woods earlier, but you know how it is. And they walked in front of me, and I was just shocked more than anything. It was I don't know how you say it. It was kind of fuzzy, maybe because it was dusk. And I was mostly just wondering, what the hell is this, I had a gun. I mean, I wasn't scared, and because I'm not gonna raise my gun at something if I don't know what it is. But no, I wasn't scared. It was hairy, dark, dark colored. But the head was, again, on this, even the head on that was like, it was small. No, I mean, not small, but it was like, there was no neck, I guess you'd say. It was like no neck. And the
Were
smell.
you able to see facial features?
Not really. Not on that, no. No. I think I really don't think about this stuff too often. I'm older now. This stuff happened when, with the Bigfoot, I was just a kid, maybe
Right.
teens up till, I think 25 was the last time. I think maybe 4 experiences. I think the craziest one was, maybe I already told you, I don't remember, crossing the field.
You told me about walking outside and there was one in the driveway or something. Or I forget how it was. Maybe it was a field. Maybe it wasn't a field.
Yeah, it could be that one. I remember what was weird, where it all started was, when I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in the country. There wasn't a whole lot to do when you weren't working. So I just used to just go play out in the woods, and I'd get the biggest stick that I could, and there was pine trees, and the lower branches are all dead. And I would just, I don't know, I would hit the branches and break them. It was, I don't know, it was fun, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, we used to spend a lot of time in the woods, and we'd just go through knocking over every dead tree that we could find.
Yeah, that's what I was doing that all the time. And I remember one day hitting one of the trees. Something in the woods was banging back. I guess they call it knocking now.
Yeah.
From what I heard. And Yeah, I remember hearing that quite a bit. And then it was like,
And the scary thing about that is we don't know what that knocking represents. And you could have actually been doing some kind of mating call.
I
I'm
hope not.
serious. We don't know what it is.
Yeah, that would be that'd be a nightmare, man. Yeah,
But I'm just saying, we don't know what those things mean. We could be calling in, saying, "Hey, I'm ready for loving." I don't know.
yeah. That's well, as long as she's cute, I guess. Oh, that's terrible. Yep.
Boon, I tell you what, you're a hoot, buddy. I like having you in my life.
Well, I appreciate it. Yep.
And I'm glad you came back in tonight, clear up a couple things that I meant to ask you. And did you have anything else? Did you have any like ghost stories from like when you were little or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I told you my parents' house was haunted.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I think the craziest thing, because we were just talking about this. I was just talking to my sisters about this a couple months ago. Whatever was in my parents' house kind of followed everybody. They followed it to my sisters, and my sister's very, I don't know how you'd say it. She's a smart girl. I mean, she's college educated. They got a local business, in the community, and she will tell anybody. She's not ashamed of it. She had a lot of problems in her house. Her dog, she had a dog, and the dog would always bark at the mirror or at the wall. And my sister knew, what it was, but she didn't know how to get rid of it. Growing up, my mom would call different priests and, all that stuff, and they come out to the house. And it never worked. Maybe for a little while, maybe a week or two or a month. I don't really remember. But it would always come back. And so my sister, I don't remember exactly what it was, but she had a friend there, her best friend. And her best friend went into the bathroom or something. And she started to scream. And my sister, ran to the bathroom, wondering, maybe she fell down or something. And she come out of the bathroom and she told my sister that while she was looking in the mirror, fixing her hair or something, something walked behind her, like a shadow. And yeah, she really couldn't make out the face. And that's when my sister's like, she had just had a baby, 4 or 5 months old. And she's like, I'm not going to put my child through this, So she started researching, see what she could do. And she actually called the church. And the church came out and prayed over the house. And it worked. That was 3 years ago. She hasn't had any problems since then.
Oh, so this has been going on for a long time.
Oh, yeah. This has been my brothers. I come from a big family. I got, there's 8 of us. And 2 of them won't speak of it. They won't even, they won't even bring it up. And if you bring it up, they'll leave the room. But the other ones, yeah, everything followed them around, They went, I don't know how you say it. My sister was researching, everything. And come to find out on my mom's side of the family, there was witchcraft and Satanism, I guess. And I don't know any of these relatives. They were distant on my mom's side. And someone said that causes, can cause problems. within a family line, I guess.
Yeah, there's a belief that it's generational.
Yeah, I think it's something, but yeah, we're surprised to find, learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a weird life.
I don't
With
think
that
it's weird.
stuff.
I think it's amazing.
I don't know. It's crazy, but I
Well,
try
I
not
like hearing about it. So
Mhm.
I
Well,
definitely
no,
believe you. And it doesn't matter if I believe you or not, it happened.
that's the
And
thing.
I'm glad you came in and shared your story again with us tonight. Because like I said, I meant to ask you about the face and stuff like that and forgot all about it because I was so excited.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I got your message, and I got your
Yeah.
email, and I just got to fire up my laptop and email those pictures out to you. Yep.
Okay. I'd
I'm off
love
the
to see
next.
him.
Yeah, I'm off the next couple of days, so I'll definitely do that.
All
Yep.
right, buddy.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yep. Have a good night.
Good night.
How do I shut this off, anyways?
I got you. I remembered you had trouble the last time, so I went ahead and did it for you. All right. That was Boon. Boon come back for round 2. Clarified some things for us. Thanks for coming in again, Boon. I'll tell you, my throat is pretty much on fire right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this live for tonight. And we will try this again next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure, one last time, Nevermore Hollows. Give them a follow. Great guys, great podcast. And I will see everybody next week. Thank you, Becca and Laura, for moderating, kicking out all those weirdos that we didn't have. But I appreciate all your vigilance. And I almost got Becca to snort. One of these days, it'll happen. Night, everybody.